12 life lessons to build your mind every morning. Stoicism. Start every day with a strong mind. Stoicism teaches that how you begin your morning shapes your thoughts, decisions, and resilience throughout the day. By applying these 12 life lessons daily, you will strengthen your discipline, sharpen your judgment, and build mental clarity. These practices help you act with purpose, overcome insecurity, and make rational decisions under pressure. Whether you want to improve focus, increase self-respect, or master your emotions, these morning exercises will train your mind to be steady and resilient. Subscribe to this channel now for more Stoic wisdom and practical philosophy that can change your life. 1. Start with reflection. Mornings are a pivotal time for the mind. How you start your day sets the tone for every thought, emotion, and action that follows. Stoicism teaches that clarity begins with reflection. By consciously examining what is within your control and what is not, you prepare yourself to act with purpose instead of reacting to circumstances. Many people waste mental energy worrying about outcomes, other people's opinions, or events outside their control. Stoic reflection reverses this pattern. Begin each morning by asking yourself, what truly belongs to me today? What is outside my control? Your thoughts, decisions, effort, and attitude are yours. The economy, social trends, other people's reactions, and random events are not. Understanding this distinction prevents wasted energy and frees your mind from unnecessary anxiety. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This principle is foundational for building mental clarity and emotional stability. Reflection can be both structured and informal. Start with 5 to 10 minutes of quiet meditation or journaling. Write down the tasks ahead, your priorities, and potential challenges. For each, identify what you can influence and what you must accept. For example, you cannot control whether a coworker agrees with your proposal, but you can control how clearly you present it. You cannot control a sudden market fluctuation, but you can control your preparation, response strategy, and attitude. By breaking down life into these two categories, control versus acceptance, you create a mental framework that minimizes wasted thought and overreaction. Daily reflection also strengthens decision-making. When your mind is clear on what matters and what is irrelevant, choices become rational and intentional. You no longer waste time chasing approval or trying to control outcomes that are fundamentally uncontrollable. For example, if you reflect before entering a meeting, you might realize that your effort to influence a colleague's mood is fruitless. Instead, you focus on presenting your points calmly and confidently, which maximizes effectiveness while minimizing frustration. This clarity is the hallmark of Stoic reasoning. Reflection cultivates self-awareness, which is crucial for personal growth. By examining your intentions, thoughts, and emotional tendencies, you can identify recurring patterns of distraction, fear, or anxiety. Perhaps you notice that you overreact when deadlines approach or feel resentment toward criticism. Morning reflection allows you to consciously choose how to respond. Each day becomes a controlled experiment in mental discipline, gradually rewiring your mind for stability, resilience, and calm judgment. Another essential component of reflection is visualizing the day ahead with both optimism and realism. Picture the tasks, interactions, and potential challenges. Ask yourself, responses. This is a principle Marcus Aurelius practiced. Yourself. How will I respond if things do not go as planned? Preparing mentally for setbacks reduces panic and impulsivity. When an unexpected challenge arises, your mind recognizes it as familiar territory rather than a source of chaos. You have rehearsed rational responses. This is a principle Marcus Aurelius practiced throughout his life. He mentally rehearsed obstacles to maintain calm in the face of adversity. Reflection also encourages alignment with your values. Each morning, remind yourself of the qualities you want to embody today: patience, discipline, courage, honesty, and empathy. This alignment between thought and action creates internal authority. When your actions are guided by reflection and principle, external validation becomes irrelevant. Confidence grows naturally because you operate from a grounded sense of purpose rather than fleeting emotions or societal expectations. To maximize the benefits, pair reflection with journaling. Write down 3 key intentions, 3 potential obstacles, and 1 principle to guide your day. Revisit them mentally before tasks or decisions that might trigger stress or insecurity. This repetition trains the mind to prioritize reason over reaction. Over weeks, months, and years, this daily habit develops a resilient and disciplined mind capable of navigating uncertainty with calm and clarity. Finally, reflection is not about passivity. It is a preparatory action. By clarifying what you can control, visualizing your challenges, and aligning your intentions with values, you prime yourself to act decisively. You build mental resilience, emotional stability, and practical wisdom, all while fostering a mindset that reduces unnecessary stress and anxiety. A disciplined morning reflection habit is the cornerstone of a Stoic life and the first step toward building a mind that is strong, clear, and unshakable. 2. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most underrated tools for building a strong mind and cultivating resilience. Many people wake up focusing on what is missing, what went wrong yesterday, or what challenges lie ahead. This habit feeds anxiety, insecurity, and distraction. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Before you even leave your bed, take a moment to recognize the value in your life as it exists now. Gratitude is not a fleeting feeling. It is a conscious practice that shapes perception and strengthens mental fortitude. Start each morning by listing 3 things you genuinely appreciate. These can range from the basic, your health, your home, your family, to accomplishments, skills, or even personal virtues like patience or courage. By consciously reflecting on these, you train your mind to recognize abundance instead of scarcity. Over time, this mental exercise rewires your attention. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have and what you can build upon. This shift reduces insecurity and cultivates emotional stability. Gratitude also enhances resilience. When challenges arise, your mind anchored in appreciation reacts differently. Instead of panic or self-doubt, you respond from a place of strength. For example, if a professional setback occurs, gratitude for your skills, experience, and past achievements allows you to see it as a temporary obstacle rather than a permanent failure. Marcus Aurelius frequently reflected on what he had and what was within his power, which strengthened his composure even during crises. Practicing gratitude daily builds this same resilience in your mind. A key component of Stoic gratitude is appreciating effort over outcome. Too often, people tie self-worth to results, which leads to disappointment and insecurity. Gratitude teaches that effort itself is valuable. By acknowledging the work you put in, regardless of immediate rewards, you create internal validation. This reduces dependence on praise, approval, or external success for confidence. When your sense of worth comes from your effort and integrity, you develop a stable, unshakable mindset. Gratitude also reduces comparison and envy, which are major sources of mental weakness. Insecurity grows when you constantly measure yourself against others. Morning gratitude refocuses attention inward. By appreciating what you have and what you've accomplished, you diminish the emotional pull of competition and social comparison. Your mind becomes calmer, more focused, and less susceptible to distraction or negativity. The Stoics also practiced what is called negative gratitude, or appreciation through contrast. Reflect on what could have been lost: health, relationships, skills, and recognize that you still possess them. This strengthens perspective and humility. Instead of taking life for granted, you develop deeper respect for each moment, further reinforcing a disciplined, focused mind. Gratitude is not a passive reflection. It must influence your actions. Each morning, consider how your appreciation can shape your behavior for the day. If you are grateful for your health, dedicate time to exercise. If you appreciate a mentor or friend, reach out and nurture that relationship. Gratitude transforms from mental acknowledgement into active reinforcement of Stoic values, virtue, effort, and intentional living. Pair gratitude with journaling or mental recitation. Write down or verbalize what you are thankful for, and link it to your daily intentions. This practice solidifies a mindset that is emotionally strong, rational, and resilient. Over weeks and months, this simple habit rewires your mind to naturally focus on growth, value, and stability, reducing insecurity and mental clutter. Finally, remember that gratitude is foundational for every other Stoic practice. Reflection, preparation, patience, self-discipline, and focus all function better when anchored in appreciation for what exists. It builds perspective, prevents mental drift, and strengthens your ability to act rationally under pressure. By practicing gratitude each morning, you start your day grounded, focused, and ready to build a mind that is disciplined, wise, and unshakable. 3. Set daily intentions. Setting daily intentions is one of the most powerful Stoic practices for building a disciplined and focused mind. Many people drift through their mornings reacting to emails, notifications, or minor distractions. Without a clear purpose, the mind becomes scattered, decision-making weakens, and anxiety increases. Stoicism emphasizes that the mind thrives on clarity and structure. By establishing clear intentions each morning, you direct your energy toward meaningful action and reduce the mental clutter that feeds insecurity, procrastination, and frustration. Daily intentions are not vague goals, they are actionable, principle-based priorities. Begin your morning by asking yourself, what are the most important actions I can take today that align with my value? Write them down or state them mentally. These intentions might include maintaining discipline in work, practicing patience in interactions, completing a challenging project, or managing emotions under pressure. By choosing specific behaviors, you focus your mind on what truly matters rather than reacting to every distraction or external demand. Stoicism teaches that the quality of your day depends on the clarity of your focus. Marcus Aurelius advised that each action should reflect reason, virtue, and purpose. By setting intentions in the morning, you predefine how you will respond to challenges. For example, if your intention is to remain calm during stressful meetings, you are prepared to act from reason rather than impulsive emotion. If your intention is to complete a critical task, you allocate your energy efficiently and avoid being derailed by trivial distractions. This preemptive approach builds resilience, confidence, and a sense of control over your day. Intentions also create internal accountability. When you consciously decide what matters before the day begins, you establish a standard to measure your behavior. At the end of the day, you can review your actions. Did you act according to your intentions? Did you allow distractions or emotions to override your plan? This daily review reinforces self-discipline, highlights areas for improvement, and ensures steady progress toward personal growth. Over time, this habit strengthens mental clarity, focus, and emotional resilience, all of which are essential Stoic qualities. A key aspect of daily intentions is alignment with long-term goals and values. Do not set intentions based on fleeting desires or external validation. For example, do not aim to impress others or chase superficial rewards. Instead, prioritize integrity, diligence, wisdom, and self-mastery. Stoic philosophy teaches that external outcomes are largely beyond your control, but effort and action are entirely within it. By anchoring intentions to values, you maintain a steady, internally driven path, reducing insecurity and dependence on others' approval. Daily intentions also sharpen decision-making. When challenges arise, your mind has a predefined framework to guide responses. For instance, if a colleague acts unfairly or a plan encounters obstacles, your intention to remain patient and rational provides a guidepost. You are less likely to react emotionally or make decisions you might later regret. This deliberate approach fosters mental discipline, builds reputation, and enhances influence, as people naturally respect those who act consistently and intentionally. Pair your intentions with reflection for maximum effect. Spend a few minutes each morning reviewing yesterday. What worked? What could be improved? Identify patterns that hinder your focus or provoke unnecessary stress. Use these insights to refine your intentions for today. This iterative process ensures continuous improvement and strengthens your mind over time. Gratitude can also be integrated here. Acknowledge progress, even small victories, to reinforce motivation and emotional stability. Finally, intentions bridge Stoic philosophy with actionable results. Stoicism is not passive, it is applied wisdom. By setting and following through on daily intentions, you translate abstract principles like virtue, reason, and self-discipline into concrete actions. Over time, this daily practice builds a mind that is resilient, focused, and capable of handling uncertainty, adversity, and pressure without anxiety or distraction. Your actions become predictable in their excellence, your decisions deliberate, and your life aligned with Principle 4. Visualize challenges. One of the most powerful tools for building mental resilience and clarity is the Stoic practice of visualizing challenges. Life is unpredictable, and uncertainty is the main trigger for anxiety, indecision, and mental overwhelm. When you visualize potential obstacles each morning, you prepare your mind to respond rationally rather than react impulsively. This practice reduces fear, increases confidence, and strengthens focus, key components of a disciplined Stoic mind. Visualization is more than wishful thinking. It is a structured mental rehearsal. Start by imagining the challenges you might face during the day or week. These could include difficult conversations, work-related setbacks, unexpected criticism, or stressful personal situations. Picture them in as much detail as possible. Consider how you might respond, what actions would be rational, and what thoughts could derail your composure. This exercise primes your mind to handle adversity calmly and efficiently. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, regularly practiced this type of mental preparation. He imagined obstacles before they occurred, asking himself how he would respond virtuously and rationally. This allowed him to face trials without panic, emotional distortion, or distraction. By integrating visualization into your morning routine, you create a similar mental framework. Challenges become familiar, predictable, and manageable, reducing the surprise factor that often triggers insecurity or overreaction. Visualization strengthens resilience by converting uncertainty into controlled rehearsal. When the day presents a difficult situation, your mind recognizes it from your morning exercise. Instead of being overwhelmed, you respond according to a premeditated plan. This mental preparedness allows you to remain composed, make better decisions, and maintain integrity, even under pressure. The repeated practice of visualizing adversity also builds emotional endurance, ensuring that minor setbacks do not shake your confidence or focus. Another benefit of visualizing challenges is the cultivation of strategic thinking. By anticipating obstacles, you can proactively create solutions or contingency plans. For example, if you anticipate pushback on a project, visualize how you will present your ideas clearly, address objections, and maintain composure. This reduces reactive problem solving and increases efficiency, as you act from preparation rather than improvisation. Stoic philosophy emphasizes premeditation not for worry, but to align reason with action. Visualization also enhances emotional regulation. When you encounter criticism, delays, or unexpected events, your mind is less likely to spiral into frustration, anger, or panic. You have mentally rehearsed calm, rational responses. This reduces stress and keeps your decision-making sharp. Over time, repeated practice of this technique rewires your brain, allowing you to handle difficult situations with measured confidence rather than impulsive reactions. In addition, visualization improves focus and prioritization. By contemplating potential challenges in advance, you identify which actions are critical and which are distractions. You prioritize effectively and direct your energy to what truly matters. For example, if a busy day threatens to overwhelm you, visualizing potential bottlenecks allows you to plan strategically and allocate effort efficiently, maintaining mental clarity throughout. Pair visualization with journaling for maximum impact. Record the scenarios you imagine, the responses you plan, and the principles guiding your actions. Revisit these notes when the actual challenges arise. This reinforces mental patterns and strengthens both resilience and wisdom. Visualization is not passive daydreaming, it is active preparation for life, combining foresight with Stoic discipline. Finally, visualization connects to other morning practices like reflection, intention setting, and gratitude. By mentally rehearsing challenges while grounded in appreciation, purpose, and virtue, you develop a comprehensive Stoic routine. This builds a mind that is calm, focused, resilient, and capable of navigating uncertainty with clarity and reason. Over weeks and months, visualization transforms reactive thinking into deliberate, principled action, giving you a competitive edge in every aspect of life. 5. Prioritize growth over comfort. One of the most overlooked habits that strengthens the mind is intentionally prioritizing growth over comfort. Comfort is appealing because it feels safe, predictable, and effortless. But Stoic philosophy teaches that a life spent avoiding challenge and seeking ease results in stagnation, weak character, and mental fragility. Growth, by contrast, requires discomfort, discipline, and deliberate effort. When you choose growth every morning, you strengthen resilience, sharpen focus, and cultivate wisdom. Prioritizing growth begins with mindset. Each day, ask yourself, what can I do today that challenges me physically, mentally, or emotionally? Where can I step outside my comfort zone? These questions help identify opportunities for development. Growth is rarely comfortable. It may involve tackling difficult projects, addressing personal weaknesses, confronting fears, or enduring challenging interactions. Stoicism emphasizes that the mind grows strongest under pressure, not ease. By consciously choosing actions that stretch your limits, you build mental toughness and self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the discomfort inherent in life. He understood that external events are beyond control, but how we respond shapes character. Applying this to daily practice, you can train yourself to embrace necessary discomfort. For example, waking early to work on skill development, delaying gratification to reinforce discipline, or confronting an uncomfortable truth about yourself strengthens resilience. Over time, these repeated small acts of growth compound into a robust, disciplined mind. Prioritizing growth over comfort also enhances decision-making and self-trust. When you consistently choose what is difficult but valuable, you prove to yourself that effort and principle matter more than ease. This internal trust reduces anxiety, fear of failure, and reliance on external validation. People naturally recognize and respect those who consistently act with courage and discipline, which reinforces influence and presence in social and professional settings. Daily growth exercises can be practical or mental. Physical challenges, like intense workouts, reinforce endurance and control over impulses. Mental challenges, like reading, learning, or problem solving, expand knowledge and adaptability. Emotional challenges, such as difficult conversations or acknowledging personal flaws, strengthen self-awareness and composure. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that all these forms of growth are interconnected, producing a mind that is calm, rational, and resilient under any circumstance. Comfort often disguises hidden dangers. Procrastination, shallow thinking, and reliance on external validation. By prioritizing growth, you avoid these traps. When the mind is disciplined through repeated choice of challenge over ease, it naturally develops clarity and focus. Tasks that once seemed daunting are approached methodically, decisions are made rationally, and stress is managed effectively. You create an internal environment where discomfort is expected and mastery is the reward. Finally, prioritize growth over comfort in small, daily increments. Not every day requires extreme challenge, but each morning, choose at least one action that pushes your boundaries. Over weeks, months, and years, these consistent choices accumulate into a mind that is strong, adaptable, and wise. You develop resilience that allows you to navigate uncertainty without fear, take decisive action under pressure, and pursue long-term success with calm confidence. Growth becomes a habit, comfort becomes optional, and your mind becomes unshakable. 6. Reflect on the day before it ends. Reflection is one of the most powerful Stoic habits for cultivating wisdom, resilience, and self-discipline. Every evening, before your day ends, take time to review your actions, thoughts, and decisions. Without reflection, the mind accumulates unresolved mistakes, regrets, and unexamined behaviors. This creates mental clutter and allows insecurity, distraction, and reactive impulses to take root. Stoic reflection transforms your daily experiences into lessons that strengthen your mind, sharpen judgment, and guide future action. Begin by asking yourself simple but profound questions. Did I act according to my values today? Did I respond with reason instead of emotion? Where did I show courage, patience, and discipline? And where did I fall short? These questions create awareness of both achievements and areas for improvement. By acknowledging mistakes without judgment and successes without arrogance, you build clarity and balance. Reflection is not about self-punishment. It is about learning, understanding, and refining your behavior. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly emphasized self-examination as a tool to cultivate virtue. He would review the day's events, analyze his responses, and consider how he could act more wisely in the future. You can do the same by journaling or mentally reviewing the day. Write down your insights, identify patterns, and note actions to replicate or avoid. Over time, this habit strengthens emotional control, self-knowledge, and the ability to respond thoughtfully in complex situations. Daily reflection also reinforces accountability. It prevents procrastination, rationalization, and self-deception. When you take honest stock of your actions, you become your own standard of judgment. You rely less on external approval and more on personal integrity. This strengthens resilience because your confidence is grounded in rational evaluation rather than fleeting praise. Wisdom grows because you are learning continuously from real experiences, turning every day into an opportunity for growth. Another benefit of evening reflection is improved decision-making and foresight. By reviewing how you handled challenges, emotions, and interactions, you recognize patterns that may repeat in the future. You gain insight into triggers, weaknesses, and strengths. This knowledge allows you to approach similar situations tomorrow with a clearer, calmer, and more strategic mind. Reflection prevents reactive behavior, making every decision deliberate and aligned with Stoic principles. Reflection also strengthens your emotional resilience. When you review the day, you acknowledge setbacks and frustrations while separating them from your sense of self. Mistakes are reframed as lessons, criticism as feedback, and stress as a test of character. This mental exercise reduces the power of anxiety and regret, helping you sleep more peacefully and approach each new day with renewed focus and clarity. Finally, reflection ties together your morning intentions, daily visualizations, and commitment to growth. It closes the loop. What you planned, what you faced, and how you responded are all evaluated and integrated into your ongoing development. Over time, this creates a mind that is consistently self-aware, disciplined, and prepared. Reflection is the cornerstone of Stoic practice, a daily habit that transforms experience into wisdom, challenges into resilience, and ordinary days into deliberate progress toward mastery of self. 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. Stoicism teaches that growth and resilience are built when we deliberately embrace discomfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain, inconvenience, and challenge. They chase ease, comfort, and certainty, but this creates fragile minds and weak character. To strengthen your mental and emotional fortitude, incorporate voluntary discomfort into your daily routine. Small, deliberate acts of hardship train your mind to endure real-life difficulties calmly and rationally. Voluntary discomfort can take many forms. Physical challenges like cold showers, intense exercise, fasting, or prolonged focus tasks teach endurance. Mental challenges like tackling difficult problems, learning new skills, or confronting fears expand your capability and confidence. Emotional challenges, such as having honest conversations or taking responsibility for mistakes, build maturity and self-control. Each deliberate act of discomfort reinforces resilience, teaching your mind that you can endure difficulty without panic, complaint, or avoidance. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that life is filled with hardship and that we must meet it with courage. He practiced reflection on adversity, not to dwell on suffering, but to prepare himself mentally for the unexpected. Following this principle, voluntary discomfort is a rehearsal for reality. When minor hardships are practiced intentionally, major challenges feel manageable. The mind learns that endurance is possible, fear diminishes, and clarity rises even under pressure. One of the most profound benefits of voluntary discomfort is the development of self-mastery. Comfort encourages indulgence and dependency on external conditions. When you deliberately endure temporary hardship, you reclaim control over your impulses, desires, and emotional reactions. You learn to separate true needs from trivial wants, which aligns with the Stoic pursuit of virtue and rational living. Over time, this builds a stable foundation for resilience and wisdom. Voluntary discomfort also strengthens mental clarity and focus. When the mind is trained to handle inconvenience and challenge, distractions and minor irritations lose their power. You are less likely to be swayed by emotional manipulation, external pressure, or fear of failure. Your attention becomes disciplined, your priorities become clear, and your ability to act decisively under stress increases. This is a critical factor for building influence, success, and inner peace. Another benefit is appreciation for what you have. Experiencing discomfort voluntarily teaches perspective. You recognize the value of basic comforts and opportunities often taken for granted. Gratitude grows alongside resilience, Stoicism emphasizes that a mind grounded in appreciation and preparation is less likely to be shaken by unexpected adversity. Practicing voluntary discomfort reinforces this balance between toughness and humility. Finally, voluntary discomfort strengthens your capacity to face life's unpredictability. Life is uncertain. Setbacks, criticism, and loss are inevitable. A mind accustomed to controlled hardship responds calmly and rationally rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. This mental preparedness builds confidence, reduces anxiety, and ensures that challenges become opportunities for growth rather than triggers for insecurity. Incorporate voluntary discomfort into your morning or daily routine. Start small. Wake early. Take a cold shower. Fast for a few hours, or tackle a task you've been avoiding. Gradually increase the difficulty as your resilience grows. Each act compounds into a strong, disciplined mind. By practicing discomfort intentionally, you build mental toughness, cultivate wisdom, and prepare your mind for the unpredictability of life. Embodying Stoic principles in practical, everyday action. 8. Embrace your mortality daily. One of the most profound Stoic practices is reflecting on mortality each day. Life is finite, and every moment is a resource. Insecurity, procrastination, and wasted energy often arise because people act as if they have unlimited time. By contemplating your mortality regularly, you develop clarity, focus, and urgency. This practice sharpens your mind, strengthens resilience, and enhances wisdom. Embracing mortality is not morbid, it is a tool for rational living. When you recognize that every day could be your last, trivial problems shrink in significance. Arguments, gossip, and superficial worries no longer dominate your thoughts. Your energy naturally shifts to what truly matters: growth, virtue, relationships, and meaningful contribution. Stoic philosophers like Seneca emphasized that understanding life's brevity motivates deliberate action and fosters inner calm. Each morning, spend a few minutes reflecting. What matters most today? How can I use my time wisely? What actions align with my principles? By setting intentions with mortality in mind, you prioritize effort over distraction. This builds resilience because you focus on what you can control and act decisively. Wisdom grows because you distinguish between fleeting concerns and enduring values. Every decision becomes purposeful, reducing mental clutter and indecision. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself of death not to create fear but to foster perspective. He wrote about the inevitability of endings and the importance of living fully within each moment. Following this principle, daily reflection on mortality prevents procrastination and overthinking. You act with courage, clarity, and discipline because you know time is limited and every choice counts. Embracing mortality also cultivates gratitude and appreciation. Recognizing that life is temporary makes you more aware of relationships, opportunities, and achievements. You become less reactive to minor setbacks because you understand that these events are fleeting. This awareness strengthens emotional resilience, helping you maintain composure under stress, criticism, or disappointment. Another benefit is the cultivation of courage. When you internalize mortality, fear loses its grip. You are more willing to take calculated risks, speak your truth, and pursue meaningful goals. Insecurity diminishes because your identity is grounded in principle and action, not approval or superficial safety. The Stoic mind embraces challenges and uncertainties without hesitation. Finally, reflecting on mortality strengthens your discipline and consistency. Each day becomes an opportunity to act in alignment with your values. Small, deliberate actions accumulate over time, creating long-term growth in character, knowledge, and achievement. Mortality reminds you that delay is costly, and consistent effort is essential for mastery of the self. Incorporate this practice into your morning routine. Spend 5 to 10 minutes visualizing the finite nature of life. Ask yourself what you can do today to act with virtue, clarity, and purpose. Over time, this simple daily habit transforms your mindset, making you more resilient, decisive, and wise. Life becomes calmer, more meaningful, and fully lived when mortality guides your actions rather than fear or procrastination. 9. Focus on what truly matters. One of the most powerful Stoic practices for mental clarity and resilience is learning to focus on what truly matters. Modern life bombards us with distractions, social media, notifications, minor obligations, and endless opinions. Most people allow trivial concerns to dominate their attention, which increases stress, anxiety, and indecision. Stoicism teaches that clarity comes from identifying core values and directing effort toward them consistently. By focusing only on what truly matters, you conserve energy, strengthen your mind, and cultivate wisdom. Begin by identifying your personal priorities. Ask yourself, what actions today align with my principles, growth, and long-term goals? Which tasks are essential, and which are distractions? This evaluation helps separate meaningful work from the noise of urgent but unimportant activities. Stoics believed that a life directed by reason and virtue, rather than impulse and external influence, is the only path to inner peace and effectiveness. When you focus on essentials, your decisions become intentional, and your presence grows. Focusing on what matters also strengthens resilience under pressure. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and demands. By clearly defining your core objectives, you are less likely to be swayed by external stressors or emotional triggers. Difficult situations become tests of discipline rather than sources of panic. When your mind is anchored to meaningful priorities, external events have less power to disturb your peace, creating a stable foundation for rational decision-making and personal growth. Marcus Aurelius emphasized attention as one of the most valuable human resources. He instructed himself to direct his mind toward virtue and essential tasks, ignoring the irrelevant and trivial. Following this principle, start each day by reviewing your intentions. Identify the top actions that align with your values. Let these guide your energy, conversations, and decisions. Over time, this habit strengthens focus, reduces mental clutter, and reinforces disciplined thought. Another benefit is improved decision-making and efficiency. When you are clear about what truly matters, you spend less time overanalyzing minor details or seeking unnecessary approval. Your actions become direct and purposeful. You naturally reject distractions, procrastination, and low-value activities. This clarity of action enhances productivity, reduces stress, and maximizes outcomes from your efforts. Focusing on what matters also cultivates emotional stability. Many insecurities and anxieties arise from attention given to superficial concerns, comparing yourself to others, worrying about judgment, or chasing fleeting desires. Stoicism teaches that the mind grows strongest when anchored in purpose. By consistently directing attention to meaningful goals, you build confidence, reduce fear, and develop a sense of calm authority that others notice and respect. Finally, this practice reinforces long-term wisdom and growth. Each day, your actions, reflections, and choices accumulate. When guided by purpose, every challenge, interaction, or setback becomes an opportunity to learn and strengthen character. You stop wasting energy on irrelevant issues. You develop disciplined habits, and your mind becomes clear, focused, and resilient. Life becomes manageable, your growth becomes intentional, and your mental strength compounds over time. Incorporate this practice into your daily routine. Begin mornings by identifying the 3 most meaningful actions you can take. Review your day in the evening to ensure your energy was aligned with these priorities. Over weeks and months, focusing on what truly matters will transform your mind, reduce anxiety, and build the stoic discipline necessary for calm, deliberate, and wise living. 10. Live each day as if it matters. Stoicism teaches that life is fleeting and every day is an opportunity to act with purpose and virtue. Most people drift through their days distracted by trivial concerns, social pressures, or deferred ambitions. They wait for the perfect moment to live fully. In reality, life unfolds moment by moment, and how you use each day determines the quality of your character, wisdom, and resilience. Living each day as if it matters transforms ordinary routines into deliberate practice, cultivating a disciplined and empowered mind. Start each morning with intention. Ask yourself, what actions today align with my values? How can I contribute, learn, or act with integrity? Approach every task, conversation, and decision with presence. Stoicism emphasizes that even small, consistent actions compound into profound personal growth. By treating each day as significant, your decisions become purposeful, reducing wasted effort and mental clutter. Over time, this habit strengthens clarity, self-discipline, and deliberate action. Living each day with purpose also builds resilience. Life inevitably presents setbacks, discomfort, and challenges. A person who treats each day as meaningful learns to face difficulties deliberately rather than reactively. You develop the ability to remain calm under pressure, respond rationally instead of emotionally, and recover quickly from setbacks. Anchoring your mind in purpose allows obstacles to become opportunities for growth, rather than sources of fear or anxiety. Another benefit is clarity of priorities. When you act as if each day matters, distractions lose their influence. Trivial worries, gossip, and comparison fall away. Your energy is focused on actions that align with your core values and long-term goals. This clarity improves decision-making, strengthens focus, and maximizes productivity. You no longer spend time on what is irrelevant, and your mind remains centered on meaningful pursuits. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of the brevity of life. He wrote about seizing each day with virtue, reflection, and action. By considering your mortality each morning, you give each choice significance. Routine tasks, work, exercise, learning, relationships become deliberate practices in virtue. Each interaction becomes intentional, and your presence grows because others notice your consistency, focus, and grounded approach to life. Living each day as if it matters also strengthens self-respect and integrity. When your actions align with your values consistently, you build inner authority. You stop procrastinating or settling for mediocrity. Discipline, honesty, and rationality become habitual, and people naturally respect those who act with purpose. Importance is earned through consistent alignment of action and principle. Finally, this practice compounds over time. Each day you act deliberately, your character strengthens. Habits become routines. Routines shape identity. Identity shapes influence, resilience, and wisdom. By fully embracing each day, you maximize your potential for growth, reduce anxiety, and cultivate a mind that thrives under challenge. Life becomes calmer, more focused, and purposeful. Incorporate this into your morning and evening routines. Set intentions in the morning, act deliberately throughout the day, and reflect in the evening on alignment with your values. Over weeks and months, living each day as if it matters transforms your mindset, develops mental clarity, and builds the disciplined, resilient, and wise mind Stoicism promises. 11. Reflect daily on your actions. Reflection is a core practice in Stoicism. Without reviewing your choices, you risk repeating mistakes, letting emotions drive behavior, and missing opportunities to grow. Daily reflection strengthens your mind by converting experience into learning, turning routine actions into deliberate practice, and shaping your character intentionally. Each evening, take time to evaluate your actions, thoughts, and reactions. Ask yourself, did I act according to reason? Did I honor my principles? Did I respond to challenges with patience, courage, and integrity? This practice builds self-awareness, which is essential for resilience. By reflecting daily, you identify patterns that may undermine your goals or peace of mind. Perhaps you reacted impulsively, gave too much weight to external opinion, or neglected your priorities. Awareness allows adjustment. Over time, your responses become more deliberate, reducing stress and anxiety. Reflection is a mental reset that strengthens rational thinking, helping you act from clarity rather than impulse. Marcus Aurelius maintained a nightly routine of self-examination. He considered whether his actions reflected virtue, reason, and discipline. Following this example, reflection trains your mind to recognize gaps between intent and action. Mistakes are no longer sources of shame but data points for growth. Each day becomes a learning opportunity, allowing you to correct behaviors before they solidify into habits. Daily reflection reinforces accountability. When you review your actions, you take responsibility for your thoughts and behaviors instead of blaming circumstances or others. Accountability strengthens resilience because you recognize that your peace, growth, and influence depend primarily on your effort and mindset. This practice cultivates an internal locus of control, reducing insecurity, fear, and emotional reactivity. Reflection also improves strategic thinking and decision-making. By regularly analyzing outcomes, you identify what works, what doesn't, and how to refine your approach. Your actions become more efficient, focused, and aligned with long-term objectives. Over time, your mind becomes sharper, more deliberate, and better equipped to handle uncertainty. Another benefit is personal growth and wisdom. Reflection teaches you to learn from every experience, turning successes into reinforcement and failures into lessons. You develop the ability to respond calmly to criticism, setbacks, and unexpected events. Wisdom grows as you see cause and effect more clearly, understand your own tendencies, and act from knowledge instead of emotion. Finally, daily reflection strengthens self-respect and mental discipline. By reviewing your actions each day, you reinforce commitment to your principles. You notice where you have strayed and consciously correct course. This habit ensures that over time, your character, decision-making, and resilience continuously improve. Reflection is not passive, it is an active tool for building a stronger, wiser, and more disciplined mind. Incorporate reflection into your evening routine. Spend 10 to 15 minutes reviewing your day, identifying successes, errors, and areas for improvement. Over weeks and months, this practice will cultivate a mind that is calm, rational, resilient, and aligned with Stoic principles, prepared to handle life's challenges with wisdom and clarity. 12. Practice morning visualization. Start each day with a deliberate mental rehearsal of what may come. Stoicism emphasizes preparation for challenges before they arrive. Morning visualization is the practice of imagining potential obstacles, difficult conversations, and unexpected setbacks, not to create fear, but to cultivate readiness, resilience, and clarity. By mentally preparing for the day, you align your mind with reason, reducing emotional reactivity when real events unfold. During your morning visualization, consider situations that might test your patience, courage, or integrity. Picture moments where others may criticize, frustrate, or challenge you. Imagine setbacks or interruptions in your plans. Then rehearse your response, calm, deliberate, and grounded in your values. This mental exercise trains your mind to respond rationally, not impulsively, creating confidence and stability. Stoics believed that anticipating adversity reduces its emotional impact and strengthens character. Morning visualization also strengthens focus and intentionality. When you anticipate challenges, you plan your priorities and actions clearly. Your day is guided by purpose rather than reaction. You know what is important, what is within your control, and what requires patience or restraint. This clarity improves decision-making, reduces wasted effort, and ensures that your energy is spent on meaningful actions rather than reacting to every distraction. Another key benefit is resilience under pressure. Life is unpredictable, and unexpected events are inevitable. By visualizing difficulties before they occur, your mind becomes familiar with discomfort and challenge. You no longer perceive obstacles as threats. They become situations to navigate with reason and virtue. Resilience grows because you have rehearsed responses and reduced panic, fear, or frustration in advance. Morning visualization also deepens self-discipline and wisdom. By reviewing the day ahead mentally, you align your choices with long-term values rather than short-term impulses. You anticipate moments where temptation or emotion may sway your judgment, and you prepare to act deliberately. This strengthens rational decision-making and reduces regret at the end of the day. Each visualization session trains your mind to act intentionally, reinforcing the Stoic principle that we control our effort, not outcomes. Finally, this practice builds peace of mind and confidence. When challenges arise, you respond with clarity because you have already rehearsed them mentally. Fear, doubt, and insecurity lose power because preparation replaces uncertainty. Over time, daily visualization develops a disciplined, focused, and resilient mind capable of facing any situation with wisdom, calm, and presence. Incorporate this into your morning routine. Spend 10 to 15 minutes visualizing the day ahead, including challenges and opportunities. Imagine responding with composure and rationality, anchored in your values. Over weeks and months, this practice transforms your mindset, strengthens resilience, enhances clarity, and builds the disciplined, wise, and empowered mind Stoicism promises. If these 12 Stoic practices challenge you to strengthen your mind and act with clarity, subscribe to this channel now. You will not find shallow motivation here, only disciplined philosophy applied to real life. Commit to these habits daily. Meditate, reflect, visualize, and act deliberately. Over time, your resilience, wisdom, and focus will grow, life becomes calmer, decisions clearer, and challenges easier to face. Remember, mental strength is built, not given. Each day you practice Stoic principles, you reinforce your values, sharpen your judgment, and cultivate a mind that thrives under pressure. Subscribe and join this journey of growth, discipline, and wisdom.